It's a view that's out of this world, literally. A pair of shuttle astronauts ventured out late last night to help out on the last big addition onto the International Space Station, its new room with a bay window. And for details, we turn to CBS News space consultant Bill Harwood. He's at the Johnson Space Center this morning. Bill, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Glad to be here.
So they are working hard up there. Explain to us, what exactly are they doing?
Well, the whole goal of this mission, Michelle, was to add a new module. As you said, it's called Tranquility. And if we look at our model, you can see where they put it on. It's basically a large new addition, 15 tons on the side of the space station. And what they're going to put in there is a lot of life support equipment, exercise gear, and a robotics workstation that they'll use in that picture window you described, not only to enjoy pretty views of the Earth, but more importantly, to get good visibility when they capture incoming unmanned spacecraft with the station's robot arm. So it's quite dramatic. It'll take 3 spacewalks to get it all hooked up and activated. But so far, so good. The module is now in place this morning, and now it's just a matter of wiring it up and connecting the cooling systems.
So after this, I understand they only have 4 shuttle missions left. What are they going to try to accomplish during those missions?
You know, it's hard to believe, just 4 left after all these years. The goal of the last 4 missions is to complete the outfitting of the station. They're going to carry up a lot of supplies and spare parts because after the shuttle stops flying, obviously, they want to have as much material stored on board as possible. They're also going to carry up a physics experiment called the alpha magnetic spectrometer. And then at the end of the 4 missions, they're going to put a spare cargo pod on the station that's just loaded with spare parts that they can also use to store things they don't need. But it's almost over. I mean, after this flight, the station's going to be something like 98% complete.
It's incredible. I understand also there's a big debate on what to do next. What's the latest on that?
You know, there really is a debate about this. It's quite dramatic. The Obama administration, in their fiscal 2011 budget, announced that they're going to cancel NASA's moon program. This is the program NASA had in place to follow on to the space station and space shuttle to build rockets and landers to go back to the moon by the early 2020s. The Obama administration has canceled that. They've directed NASA to stop building or thinking about building new rockets to go to and from low Earth orbit where the station is, and instead to switch the emphasis over to private contractors, private industry that NASA would then hire to carry astronauts to and from low Earth orbit. A lot of folks on the Hill in Congress are opposed to this plan. Obviously, some people at NASA are. The private sector, a lot of the businesses involved here, of course, they strongly favor it. They think after 50 years of manned spaceflight, it's time to let the private sector move into the front. But there's a long way to go to see how this plays out, Michelle, and it's anybody's guess as to what happens next for NASA.
All right. CBS's Bill Harwood. Bill, as always, thanks for being with us.